Twitter.
Twitter subscription model.
Yeah, Twitter is exploring a potential subscription model to ease its dependence on ad revenue. It's so funny that we're talking about this because David and I were talking earlier today while we were filming Andy's Extreme Tech Upgrade. And we were talking about how like Facebook probably wouldn't introduce something like YouTube Premium. And reason being that Facebook does put so much effort into making sponsored content, ads, and real content look and feel so similar that it's all kind of part of one experience. And in our mind, any effort that they're putting into anything other than that would seem to fly in the face of all the work that they've done so far. One of the things Facebook has done very well, at least from our experience with them, is monetize the out of content. Like our ad rates on Facebook for video are way higher, like way higher than YouTube. Like it is unbelievable how much higher they are. And so I'm looking at it going like, clearly there is something Facebook is doing very well here with the way that they're able to sell ads, not just sell ads at such a high rate, but also serve ads at such a volume that for whatever reason, users accept it when they wouldn't on another platform, and content creators can make a ton of money being on that platform. And so to me, if Facebook were to go and kind of split the audience in that way, it would almost be detrimental to the platform, because that's one of the things they do so well is they create this like this network where you, through Facebook ads, you find products and like join groups and continue to kind of put out like Facebook tendrils and like build this sphere of influence and this influence on you. Like it just doesn't seem like something they would be interested in. And that made us turn to talking about other platforms. So David was like, yeah, I couldn't live without my YouTube Premium now because I just find ads so much more intrusive on that platform. Part of it is that he doesn't use Facebook, and neither do I. So maybe that's why we don't care. But he was like, yeah, I could see that being great for Twitter. And I was like, oh, why Twitter? Like, I don't even see ads on Twitter. He's like, yeah, there's tons of ads on Twitter. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, it's in your like home feed. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't look at the home feed. I only look at my mentions because I'm a narcissist. So there's like no ads in there. But apparently.
And because Twitter's like kind of just stupid. Like the home feed's just, it's so not interesting. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Maybe that's just because you don't follow interesting people. Like, you know, I know a lot of people
maybe I just like
made a lot of money on Dogecoin, following Elon Musk and like quickly buying Doge whenever he mentions it. So like, apparently that's a thing.
There is a few people that I like to check in with, that I'm friends with, that I don't have like a ton of communication with outside of Twitter, but I usually just go directly to their pages. But like I've talked about this on WAN Show before, but like the homepage is just awkward because you see what everybody likes, and a lot of times it's just like, oh, they're like friend talking about their day. Like it's not like this has nothing to do with me at all, but it's in my feed for whatever reason. Or it'll just be like somebody who was like horny at 2 a.m. and just liked some picture of somebody in some fairly revealing way, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't need to know that. That's
if I wanted to sit and, you know, with you, then I would tell you that, you know?
Yeah, like, well, this doesn't need to be a group activity. You really don't need to like that on Twitter.
And we're not judging. We're not kink shaming. If you want it to be a group activity, that's totally fine with us.
Yeah.
We just don't need to involuntarily participate in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. So anyway, apparently a subscription model to ease their dependence on ad revenue is something they've been considering for years, but one that's become a greater priority given the current global pandemic and pressure from investors to accelerate growth. That's interesting, because if anything, the global pandemic has had an incredible impact positively on the kinds of ad revenue that we've seen online. Like right now, for this time of year, we are doing like unbelievable. So compared to last year, viewership is, I would say, fairly, hold on a second. I don't want to be talking out of my butt here. So let me get some like real numbers for you. So viewership is similar compared to this time last year. And at least on YouTube, our ad revenue is up like, hold on a second. Again, I don't want to be talking out of my butt here. Up anywhere from like 10%, depending, 15% depending on the day, to like 40%, like way up. So I would think if Twitter's not extracting more value from their advertising partners, they're probably doing it wrong. You want to talk us through this one, Luke? Sorry, again, I feel like I've talked a lot today. My bad.
It's the main thing for me is what you're potentially maybe getting from it, the paid subscriptions. So the ability to use TweetDeck, Twitter for Business, Creator Focus Dashboard, etc. Advanced features like unsending messages, or this is honestly, I think, where they're just going to get like every company and professional person like ever is editing tweets. I saw some tweets talking about this.
I'd pay for that.
And so many people would. And especially if it's like $5 a month, the like standard, this is a subscription on the internet fee.
Yeah.
They're going to get every company. They're going to get every professional public facing figure.
Influencer. I'd pay more than $5.
Everything. They're going to get everybody who thinks they want to be an influencer. They're going to
pay like 20.
Everyone who they're going to get aspirationals. They're going to get everything.
Yeah.
And it's going to be because of that editing tweets thing. Like, yeah, okay, sure. Consumer features like custom colors, hashtags, whatever, stickers, the ability to remove ads, higher quality video, better and more in-depth analytics. So I think they'll get people on the better and more in-depth analytics. So everybody loves that. Higher quality video. Your brands, your influencers, whatever, are going to want that.
We pay for that.
And editing tweets. The rest of it, I don't know. Whatever. Sure, cool. But those three things are like primo. This whole thing works entirely on the back of those things. I don't think people are even going to complain. I think people are going to welcome this with open arms.
I mean, did you even mention these other ideas? The ability to tip other users? I mean, Reddit has turned that into a gold mine. Get it?
Yeah, and honestly, especially
get it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is good. I think with the kind of brigading that goes on Twitter as well, I could see that being pretty huge.
It could be like positive brigading at a certain point, and subscribing or paying users for exclusive content. That could be
massive.
That could be massive. Like, why bother going over to OnlyFans if you could just run the entire thing through your Twitter account? So many OnlyFans influencers already use Twitter as their primary means of exposure.
And they have
not really, but
they have live streams, they have video, and they have photo, and they have text all under the roof. And if you can make it exclusive, that's huge.
Yeah. Or they could just go on Floatplane. Hey. I mean, at this point, we'd take them, I think. Well, I know it was something we talked about in the early days. We were like, oh yeah, I don't know. Would we would we want lewd content or whatever?
It depends on the type of that content that they do. We might have I'm just talking to the audience. Linus knows all this. We would potentially have payment processor issues.
That was the main reason we didn't actually lean into that, because neither Luke nor I really feels like we're the judge of what you want to upload.
Whatever.
Whatever. But
might not watch it or be interested, but I don't.
We might not have been able to take payment, so that might have been an issue.
Yeah. So you'll notice standard payment processors that you're used to seeing will exist on sites that, even if there is lewd content, it's artistic.
Yeah.
That includes art, that includes cosplay, that includes a bunch of different things, but it has to be artistic. If it's not artistic, you'll find that it doesn't have your standard payment processors.
Yeah.
Just random little tidbit.
I don't know. Art, what is art? I think you can kind of make the argument that just about anything is art.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
Pretty wide definition.